How's it going, guys? It's Jason here, and today's video is going to be on the Select Certified 2017 Common Card set. So I've got the whole set, and I'll take you through the all the cards, as well as the players who made All-Australian, some of the retired players, some of the players that have been traded as of the end of 2017, and also the captains. So let's jump into it. There's 220 cards in the Common set. That consists of 4 checklist cards, as well as 12 cards per team, 1 logo card, and 11 players cards. So for the Adelaide Crows, here are the cards. Got Eddie Betts, who made All-Australian, in the forward pocket. And there's the backs of them. The cards look really nice this year. So Rory Laird, over here, he also got All-Australian in the halfback flank. And the other player who made All-Australian but is not, who doesn't have a common card, is Matt Crouch, who was on the interchange. Rory Sloane had an awesome season this year, and Tex Walker doesn't have a common card either, who is the captain of the Crows. Brisbane Lions. You've got Dane Beams, the captain of the Brisbane Lions. And Tommy Rockcliffe just got traded to Port Adelaide. So that was a good pickup by Port Adelaide, because he's an awesome player there. Here we've got Carlton, the Blues. Sam Docherty made All-Australian in the halfback flank. And the captain, Mark Murphy, he did not get a common card, which is a bit surprising because he's a star. We've got Collingwood. Scott Pendlebury, the captain of Collingwood. And Jesse White, retired. We've got the Bombers. A few players here made All-Australian. First one is Joey Danaher in the forward pocket. Captain Dyson Heppel. Michael Hurley also made All-Australian, centre half back. And Zach Merritt in the centre. Andrew McGrath, who was the #1 draft pick for 2016, got the Rising Star 2017 Rising Star medal. We've also got some greats that have retired from the game. Brent Stanton and Joe Watson, ex-captain from the Bombers, absolute star. Both of these players have had great careers. Next up, we've got Fremantle. We've got Nat Fyfe, the 2015 Brownlow medalist and captain of the Dockers. You've got the Cats. So Patrick Dangerfield, surprisingly, did not get a card, a common set, which is a bit unfortunate. Joel Selwood, captain, and he was on the interchange for All-Australian. And Dangerfield made All-Australian as well. So here we've got the Gold Coast Suns. Tom Lynch, co-captain of the Suns, and the other one was Stephen May, who didn't get a common card, but he was the certified influential card as well. 2 players from Geelong who retired that should get a mention. They didn't have common cards, but Tom Lonergan and Andrew Mackey also had great careers. So now we've got GWS. GWS had a few players that made All-Australian. So co-captain Phil Davis, Dylan Shield was on the interchange for All-Australian. Josh Kelly made All-Australian as well in the centre, but he did not get a card. Devon Smith just got traded to the Bombers, so really happy. I'm a Bombers supporter. He's an awesome midfielder. And the other co-captain, Callum Ward, who actually just got an influential... Oh, look at that hit. All right, awesome. Next up, we've got the Hawks. So Hawks had a few players, All-Australian Tom Mitchell in the midfield. And also had a few retired players. Josh Gibson, who did not get a common card. Jared Roughhead, captain of the Hawks. And Hodgie, who we thought had retired. But he's now looking like he'll play a year with Brisbane Lions. And then go on into a coaching role, similar like Sam Mitchell with the Hawks, and then going to West Coast, playing with them for a year, and then going into a captain's position. Next up, we've got Melbourne. Ex-bomber from Melbourne, Michael Hibberd, got All-Australian. And he doesn't have a common card. And then we've got Jones, Nathan Jones, co-captain. And the other co-captain is Jack Viney. Here we've got North Melbourne. So Sam Gibson got delisted, unfortunately. And the captain of North Melbourne, Jack Siebel, did not get a card. Next up, Port. So Port also had a couple of players make All-Australian. The first up being Robbie Gray. Common card just there. Robbie Gray, half-forward flank. And the captain of Port is Travis Boak. The other card player who made All-Australian was Paddy Ryder in the ruck, but he didn't get a common card either. 2017 Premiers, Richmond Tigers are up next. Got the captain, Trent Cotchin, just there. And we've also got Dusty Martin, Brownlow medalist, as well as a Norm Smith medalist, the first player in history to win both those accolades in the same year. And he was also All-Australian centre. We've got Alex Rance, who also made All-Australian on the full-back position. He was also listed as All-Australian captain, which is a bit of a surprise, but he's an awesome player. One other player that didn't get a common card this year, but who retired, was Ivan Maric, who had an awesome career originally with the Adelaide Crows and then with the Tigers. Next up, we've got the Saints, and two absolute greats of the game who retired. One, Lee Montagna, and Nick Rewaltz, the ex-captain from the Saints. Both these players had amazing careers and absolute champions from the Saints. Awesome players there. And the captain of the Saints, Jaron Geary, unfortunately didn't get a common card. So next up we've got Sydney Swans. Lance Buddy Franklin got All-Australian centre half forward, and he was also the 2017 Coleman medalist and kicked the most goals in the season. So he was the only player to make All-Australian this year for the Swans. I think Josh Kennedy was pretty unlucky because he's a absolute machine, awesome player, and captain for the Swans. Next up, we've got West Coast Eagles. They had a few players that made All-Australian this year. Shannon Hearn, the captain, All-Australian. First up, we've got Jeremy McGovern, who made All-Australian in the back pocket. We also have two retirees from the West Coast Eagles. Sam Mitchell, who was a champion from the Hawks, involved in their three-peat premiership. He was an absolute star. So he played 1 year for the West Coast Eagles in 2017, and he's going on to do a coaching role. And a champion from North Melbourne Kangaroos, Drew Petrie, their forward, who played a year for West Coast and will now retire. And a star from the West Coast Eagles, Matt Priddis, who was the 2014 Brownlow medalist. He's also an absolute champion. Other players who made All-Australian were Josh Kennedy, who doesn't have a common card, but he was All-Australian in the as full forward. And on the interchange All-Australian is Elliot Yeo, who had another ripper season as well. Here we've got the Doggies. Matthew Boyd is a star from the Doggies who retired. Had an awesome run last year in their Premiership, 2016 Premiership games in the finals. They played absolutely amazing. 2016 Norm Smith medalist, Jason Johannesson. Marcus Bontempelli, absolute star. And one of the greats of the game who also retired this season, is Robert Murphy, who was the captain for the Doggies. And here we've got the vice captain who captained the Doggies in their 2016 Premiership series while Bob Murphy was out. Easton Wood, champion. So that's it. That's all 220 of the Select Certified Common Card set. I hope you enjoyed it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe for more footy card videos. And I'll speak to you guys soon. See ya.